This is the Jug O Sip podcast.
That devouring parents tend to pop up a lot in Southern cultures. T.I. came from a Southern culture. My mom did. Your mom did.
Well, it comes from that. Let me explain why. Because already, now I'm like, again, this isn't like everybody in the South is dumb or anything. I grew up in the South. Well,
Yeah.
West Virginia, we fought for the North, but we were basically a Southern state.
Right.
We just didn't want slaves.
You stayed in the South.
Yeah, it's still like,
Yeah.
it's still Southern to
Right.
like New York or whatever. I think this is, and for when it comes to toxic moms and dads, the devouring parents and the Southern culture, the people who are less educated are like this. The people who are less educated, the people who are racist, usually it's people who are homophobic, people who haven't really left their town much, or as people just are not deeply intelligent.
And people just obsessed with control.
Yeah. But I'm saying usually it's not a very intelligent person. Now, my mom was really smart, but that's why she snowplowed and was less devouring, because she figured out a way to abuse me in two directions.
Yeah, from what I'm told, she was a pretty smart woman.
Yeah, weirdly. Very, let's just put it this way. I have her intelligence and none of her evil, so everybody's safe. But that's, like, usually it's uneducated people who obviously know nothing about biology or reproductive health or any of that shit. They just make assumptions, and the idea of them being with anybody other than them scares them. And I get it. Like, having a kid grow up in front of you, it can be pretty heartbreaking. I know for a fact if I have a kid one day and they're going to be like, "No, mommy, I do by myself," I'm going to be like, "That's fine. I'm so proud of you for being independent," and I'm going to go cry into a pillow somewhere. I understand it's hard watching your kids grow up.
Yeah.
But if you smother them and take away their independence, you're insane. Like, straight up, there's something wrong with you, and you need to take a step back if you're a controlling parent and ask yourself, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah. It only destroys the kid in the long term.
Because look at Eric Hartman. He had potential.
Yeah, Eric has a lot of potential.
Because he's smart. So obviously he could have, like, and you see it when they finally get him on a good behavioral pattern. He's quite a good kid. He does his own homework.
Right.
He does it on time. He eats his fruits and vegetables. He starts, being healthier. He starts having a healthier relationship with his mother. He starts saying please and thank you.
And also, that's just one example of what could happen to a kid. Not every kid with a devouring mother becomes a sociopath. That's an extreme version of it.
There's people like me who had abuse growing up in some way and decided to take a step back from it and try to go the opposite direction and be healthier.
Yeah.
Because they didn't like the direction they were going in. There's
that
a lot
happens.
There's a lot
but
of outcomes,
then,
but I'm just saying that's just one that could happen.
But even then, you got negative side effects. Like me, for example, there's a lot of stuff that I had to learn late. There's a lot of stuff I still don't know.
Same.
Because of the situation I was in. Like, for example, my food choices and my taste palette is incredibly limited because I was fed the same thing
That was
all
less
the time.
devouring parent and more negligence and laziness on your mother's part, because she said flat out she wouldn't cook for you and shit.
Well, she didn't say it. She just didn't do it.
What? I thought she said straight up, like, you had to just... I thought there was one point she said that.
No, she just didn't like doing it. She never said it. It was just something that I observed.
Yeah, but it was
in her
pretty clear
actions.
she didn't want to. Like, if you don't want to provide a healthy meal for your kid, it's pretty obvious when you don't.
Yeah, but my point is, even if you have come out of this on the lighter end of things the way we did, there's still going to be some residual fallout.
There's obstacles. In Leanne's case, not everything Leanne did was wrong. The fact that she wanted to provide for her son in ways that she didn't have, or she wanted him to have everything he wanted and, what he needed, that's any mom. They want to give the best to their kid and make sure they're happy. But the thing is, like, for example, the iPad episode.
Yeah.
The way he threw a fit over that, and and you see times where she tries to discipline him. And even though it's a rough animation, you can sort of see the inner struggle in her. Because there was that iPad episode where he was tantruming in the store. She said, "We're going to leave without anything if you don't stop tantruming about me buying you the generic iPad."
Well, I was going to bring that up because I noticed that only after Cartman became so bad she couldn't avoid it did she start actually trying to be a parent. Before that, when it was more subtle, like in the earlier seasons when he was like inconsistently antisocial, she basically didn't acknowledge his humanity at all. She talked to him like he was some kind of cult object, like she had a child fetish, to quote George Carlin.
She was in denial. That's all it was. I really do genuinely think she knew this was happening, but was afraid to admit it.
You can find us on Google and all social media at Jug O Sip Podcast.
New episodes release every Monday and Friday.